everyone. Welcome to Arts 101 for the month of April. Arts 101 is your one-stop destination to hear all about your local artists and arts happenings. Arts 101 is sponsored by CMAP and Out and About magazine. And you too can be a sponsor for Arts 101 by contacting the following email address, editor@outandaboutmagazine.com. So, for our first segment today, Val Jeffrey visited the Music Tree in Morgan Hill. She interviewed Chris Ellis, a voice and music teacher, and you'll get to know Chris and see her talents for yourself. The segment includes 5 of her students and also a touch of St. Patrick's Day. So, I give you the multi-talented Chris Ellis by our very own talented Val Jeffrey.
They say the sins of the fathers are visited upon the sons.
Chris Ellis, the performer, is sort of a long story because I've been performing for a very long time. Started in 3rd grade with the violin, and then when I was in my 20s, I started playing and writing songs, playing bass in a rock band, alternative and original rock band. We did that for many years and got the opportunity to open for a lot of very famous people, so it was very exciting. And the 80s, the 80s were a wonderful time for music. So the performing part has always been very near and dear to my heart, because what you're doing is you're creating a little snippet of a dream for somebody and a little universe of your own for them to be with you in that universe, with those feelings, with those things that are occurring and happening, and it's very, very exciting.
How would you describe yourself? A singer, musician, teacher?
I would describe myself as pretty much all of those things: singer, musician, teacher, various other things, songwriter. But most important right now in my life is the teaching aspect, because I'm not going to be here forever, and there are a lot of kids out there that have a burning, and adults that have a burning desire to learn an instrument, and they need somebody that can teach them that and have their dreams happen.
Pretending he's beside me, all alone, I walk with him till morning.
Can anybody sing, or do you have to have some talent?
Everybody can sing, and people tell me they can't, but they don't know how. That's all it is. And talent is nothing more than the burning desire to really put in the work to make it happen.
So what actually do you teach?
I teach voice, I teach violin, classical, Celtic, some fiddling, and improvisation. I teach electric bass, I teach beginning keyboards, and I teach music theory.
Tell me about Chris Ellis, the teacher.
Chris Ellis, the teacher. I have a very specific way of teaching. I like to think that if the student is not learning, that it's my responsibility to find out why, not just yell at them because they don't practice. There's a reason they don't practice. If they're not driven to practice, if they misunderstand the instrument, if they don't understand what they're doing, they're going to crash and burn, and I don't like my students to crash and burn.
By harder, you mean actually pushing down harder?
Yeah, and let me see your hand for a second. There you go, yeah.
And your students, do you do performances with them?
I do. In fact, a couple of my students and I have a group. It's called Celestial Strings, and we play the various events in Morgan Hill, some of the wineries and that sort of thing. On St. Patrick's Day, we did a community event outside the Music Tree, which is where I work, with my student Sabra Everett and I. We played Celtic songs for traffic with our hats on, and it was very fun.
Yeah, I did.
Are we ready?
Yeah.
I'm Val Jeffrey. Until next time,
Keep supporting the arts!
For our next segment, our very own Melissa Alvarado headed to the Gavilan Theater where she witnessed Ballet Folklorico in a performance called Fiesta Mexico.
Hi, I'm Melissa Alvarado. I'm here at Gavilan College at Fiesta Mexico. Tonight you're going to see some dances from Ballet Folklorico Mixteco, INBA Mazatlan, and Ballet Folklorico Costa de Oro. All dancers are ranging in ages, and all proceeds tonight will be going to Gavilan College. Let's go inside and take a look. I'm here with Yomira at the Fiesta Mexico. Let's take a few seconds to talk with Yomira. So, Yomira, what brings you here tonight to Fiesta Mexico at Gavilan College?
I'm here to watch my sister and all the rest of my friends in Ballet Folklorico Las Estrellas.
Wow. Can you tell me a little bit about Ballet Folklorico Las Estrellas?
Well, Ballet Folklorico Las Estrellas, it's basically a community group for whoever wants to be in it and has like a love for dancing and music. And we just come in and practice and dance our hearts out, basically. And it's in Union City, and really it's high expectations from the little kids all the way to like the older kids. And they're not even kids anymore. They're like there have been people here that have followed our instructor director Tony, all the way from Gilroy all the way to Union City. We basically all love each other. We're all friends, and even if we don't know each other, there's no like messing with each other and everything. It's just really like together.
Sounds great. Thank you so much. It looks like the Fiesta Mexico has started, so let's go inside. I'm here with Tony, the director, instructor and artistic director, correct? Of Ballet Folclórico Las Estrellas. So Tony, I saw your dancers. They were beautiful. They were great. I didn't see any mistakes. It looked flawless. But now I want to ask you a little bit about un poco de dónde viene el ballet folclórico.
Estaba un poquito complicado de dónde viene. Pues claro, folclórico quiere decir la sabiduría del pueblo, or the people's wisdom, que son costumbres que las gentes de las áreas de México, eso es lo que ellos han creado y ha dado nuestra cultura. Pero ballet folclórico quiere decir que es estilizado. Estilizado porque le hemos agregado técnica de ballet. Entonces, ya cuando lo traemos a un escenario, ya se cambió. Ahora es más para espectáculo, o sea, para un show. Entonces, ballet folclórico es con técnica y con raíces de folclore mexicano.
I'm backstage with Vanessa and Zoe from Ballet Folclórico Costa de Oro. Okay, ladies, you guys did a wonderful job. Your makeup is beautiful. There's not one hair out of place. I want to know, how long have you guys been dancing for Ballet Folclórico Costa de Oro?
Well, I haven't been dancing with them for very long, but this is my first show with them, and I'm really excited to be here.
You did great.
I've been with them since we've opened about a year and a half ago.
Wow. So did you guys dance when you were younger, or is this something that you just one day wanted to start doing something new, like a hobby?
I grew up dancing ballet folklorico, and I took a small vacation from it. And then I decided it was something that I just couldn't live without. And so I definitely came back because it's something that is so important to me, and I really, really love it.
Great. And how about for you?
I first saw it when I was in high school, so I started in high school and did it for like 2.5 years now.
So Ballet Folclórico is open to people of all ages, or, you know, is there certain ages?
It's open for all ages. We have from the little 4- and 5-year-olds up to a 70-year-old gentleman on stage with us. So 83.
Wow, 83?
From like 3 to 83 is where we are right now.
If you're willing to dance and come in and learn, we're here for you.
Wow, that's great. I did notice, you know, somebody a little more mature. I wasn't sure how old he was, but 83, wow, that's amazing. So do you guys travel along California, or how?
We've done a show in Hawaii. We have another show coming up shortly. I know Mexico is kind enough to sponsor us at times. So, you know, we're a small group, but we're really trying to get out there and get seen.
That's excellent. Wow. Ballet Folclórico Costa de Oro. Wow, what a beautiful, lively, and vibrant presentation. And I say vibrant because the costumes were so colorful. Absolutely amazing. As you can see, the presentation is over. Thank you for watching. From Gilroy, California, I'm Melissa Alvarado, signing off. Adios.
A few months ago, Tommy Rodriguez brought us into the heat of an amazing hip-hop battle. This month, we have another segment from this talented dancer, where he takes us to the Cypher Cup V. Let's check it out. Last week, I traveled to the Gavilan Theater, where rehearsals were being held for the musical A Funny Thing Happened on the Way to the Forum. Luckily, for our viewers, we have the producer, Dr. John Lawton-Haehl, on the program to talk about this new show coming off the Gavilan stage. So I welcome Dr. Lawton-Haehl to the show. How you doing, Dr. John?
Nice to see you, Vince.
Thank you for coming on the show,
Sure.
first of all.
Absolutely.
So first, I'd like to just kind of talk about how you became interested in theater and your background in theater.
Sure. I got interested in theater a long time ago. Many years probably before you were ever born or thought about, Vince. Actually, my first encounter with theater was in kindergarten. I was in a play called Miss Piggy's Adventure, and I kind of was hooked from then on. So I did children's theater for many years through community centers in San Francisco. That's where I grew up in, San Francisco. And then I studied at ACT, which is American Conservatory Theater. And they have a program there called the Young Conservatory. So in the morning I'd go to high school till 1, and then in the afternoon I'd take classes at ACT, teaching about acting, scene studies, fencing, dancing, all kinds of things. And then from there, I graduated high school, went to UC Berkeley for my undergraduate degrees.
Oh, okay.
I have 2 BAs from Berkeley, one in English and one in theater arts. And then worked for a couple years professionally in the Bay Area, acting and designing, and decided I really wanted to kind of fulfill that big dream and go back to school and get my PhD so I could actually teach theater.
Okay.
So that's how that all came about. And I actually got my PhD at UC Davis. I'm a UC kid the whole way through.
Oh, nice. So, as far as some of the productions you did at Davis and Berkeley, what were some of the plays you worked on?
I did a whole lot of different kinds of shows. I ended up, especially as an actor, thinking that I was going to be very involved in classical theater. So that's where a lot of my background and training came about. I was really lucky that my junior year at UC Berkeley, I spent that abroad at Oxford University and was able to participate in something there that they call OUDS, Oxford University Dramatic Society. They don't actually have a theater program there. So this society of students actually puts on and produces their shows. So that was really great. I got to understudy a lead in the show the first term that I was there. The second term I was there, I was designing a show. They wanted me to come back the next year and direct, but I had to come back to the States and finish up my degrees.
Oh, okay.
So, you know, I've done a lot of different things, a lot of classics, as I say, everything from Shakespeare to medieval mystery plays. And then as a designer and director, a lot of things, musicals like Forum, a lot of classics. I tend to like doing Shakespeare and plays from that period, partially because I have all that training that comes, that an actor needs, so I can share that as a teacher when I try and teach it. So like when we did As You Like It last year, not only was I able to bring Randall Stewart here to help the students with the text work, but then I knew enough about Shakespeare that I could feel comfortable directing it and doing it.
Right.
So,
Very
is that
cool.
enough?
Yeah, no. Well, I'd also like to talk about, well, let's talk about Forum.
Sure, sure.
For our
The
viewers,
segue,
for our viewers who don't know anything about the play, if you could talk a little bit about what it is, and then also the production that you're putting on.
Sure, sure. A Funny Thing Happened on the Way to the Forum is a really silly Broadway musical from the late 60s, originally starring Zero Mostel. And it's loosely, and I mean loosely, based on the plays of Plautus and Terence, which are old Roman playwrights. And they wrote in a very broad physical style, lots of slapstick, like slapstick comedy that we know comes from that period. In fact, the use of the slapstick to beat the servants actually comes from there and then gets developed in Commedia dell'arte later on. So they took some of the plays of Plautus that have plot devices like long lost fathers, long lost twins, mistaken identity, multiples of different people, and kind of wove them together into this really silly, kooky, kind of, I'll use the word honestly, folks, it's campy musical, but very fun. And so we were looking for a good musical to do here at Gavilan. I think musicals are really important for our students to be able to do because they provide you with a lot of training that I can't necessarily give you by myself. When we do a musical, I bring in a vocal director, someone to teach you choreography, generally someone to stage the show, as well as me working kind of overall designing it and producing it. So then you get to work with a lot of different artists to put together the musical, and I think that's really important for the students. So Forum's a really interesting chance for us to kind of liaison with the community. We have Colleen Shipman and James Shipman here. Colleen's our director, James Shipman is our vocal director. And then Jen, I'm totally blanking on her last name, who teaches over in Hollister, who's our choreographer. And so it's nice to get these other community people involved in the production, teaching the students as well.
Right.
So we're doing this crazy version of Forum that I guess is somewhat true to the original, but we're doing our own take on it. When I look at the play, it's a little bit sexist, so I try and figure out ways to make it not quite so. I don't know that we're succeeding in that aspect. But one of the things that intrigued me was in the late 60s, early 70s, there's all this kind of Greco-Roman stuff that got into pop culture, partially because of Liz Taylor and Richard Burton and their filming of Cleopatra, and there were all these kind of women running around in crazy cat-eyed glasses and Cleopatra makeup and stuff like that. So we're riffing a little bit on some of that in terms of the costume design, especially for the younger generation. The older generation will be very traditional Roman looking, but the younger generation, the courtesans, people like that, we're going to have some fun with it. Put some color and splash in the show.
Whoa, sounds exciting.
It should be good. It should be good. It should be good. We've got a long haul. We've got a couple weeks of rehearsal, then spring break, and then we open the end of April. So we're really excited about the production.
Okay, so viewers, check it out.
Right. It's a Gav Art and Events webpage as well as the theater webpage if you go there for Gav.
And one last question.
Sure.
Before you go. So with budget cuts, you know, things like theater and arts, they're getting the axe. If you had like a final say for the theater, or perhaps why you think it's important, either at the high school level, the college level, what's the value in it, perhaps? That's a good and very broad question.
Yes. And so I'll try and do micro and macro with it. The micro is that I think every individual can benefit from being in a theater arts class, an acting class, a performing class, because we learn a lot about ourselves, and we learn a lot about other people by trying to portray different individuals. So that's the power of studying theater, just on a very basic level, that you get self-discovery as you're trying to embody or create other people. That's a powerful, important tool. It teaches us empathy, it teaches us communication, it teaches us teamwork. We learn all of these things when we're in a theater class. Now, why should everyone take a theater class? Well, my wife works for PG&E, and she has to do a lot of dog and pony shows, a lot of trade shows. And when we were both at Cal, she made a lot of fun of me and all my theater geek friends. And now she says, you know, I wish I'd taken one of those acting classes, because even though I'm not an actress, I still have to get up in front of people, speak articulately, present things, MC, move from one person to another, all those sorts of skills that you learn in acting class. Now, my wife has the benefit of being married to me, so I give her some home coaching on these things. But some of the people that she worked with, I said, how do you do that, and where did you learn that? And she says, well, my husband teaches speech and communication in theater, so I got an acting coach at home who's helping me with that. But I think that everybody can benefit from gaining skills, self-confidence, teamwork.
Right.
And you know, I'm really fortunate and blessed that I actually was able to find a job working in the arts, because a lot of my friends who likewise have PhDs from UC Davis or other schools are out there struggling because so many of the art programs are cut. So keep the arts going, viewers, keep the arts going.
All right, Dr. Haehl, thank you so much for coming on
Thanks
the
for
program.
having me by. All right, come see Forum.
Hello, I'm your host, Vincent Amelio of Arts 101, and we're here at the Gavilan College Theater. Inside, they're rehearsing for the musical, A Funny Thing Happened on the Way to the Forum. Let's go check it out.
Tonight, I am pleased to announce a comedy. We shall deploy every device we know in our desire to divert. Healing, something appalling, something for everyone. A comedy tonight. Nothing for kings, nothing with crowns. Bring on the lovers, liars, and clowns. Old situations, new complications. Nothing pretentious or polite. I mean as gloriosa. I am paragon of virtue. Sword with fire. In war the most admired. In wit the most inspired. In love the most desired. In dress the best displayed. I am a parade. There are shrines I should be sacking. Parades I should be cracking. I stick out and booty to divide.
Thanks again to Dr. John for coming down to Arts 101 for our interview. You have just seen some of the behind-the-scenes action from the play that I was able to shoot to give you, our viewers, a sneak preview of the upcoming production of A Funny Thing Happened on the Way to the Forum. And now, as always, I present to you our calendar for the month of April, read by the lovely Melissa Alvarado.
Hi, I'm Melissa Alvarado, and this is your April Arts 101 event calendar, brought to you by Out and About magazine and CMAP. First up, Finestra Rustica exhibits Paintings on Glass on April 1st through May 15th. There will be an artist reception on April 9th from 3 to 6. This event will be free. And on April 9th at 8 p.m., the Gilroy Arts Alliance presents the amazing Dr. Zarkon's Breathing Machine Jug Band. This event will be held at the Gilroy Center for Arts. For more information, please visit www.gilroyartsalliance.org. And for all you movie watchers, on April 21st is the 152 West Productions and Poppy Jasper Film Festival in Gilroy. A mystery, comedy, and drama film will be showcased. For more information, please call 408-242-3969. And on April 5th, 12th, 19th, and 26th, Gilroy Arts Alliance presents Artist Salon Artists. Come meet other art supporters for a fun and lively discussion from 7 to 9 p.m. This event will be at the Gilroy Interim Center for the Arts. For more information, please call 408-842-6999. And on April 15th through May 7th, the Pintello Comedy Theater presents Kitchen Witches at Grange Hall. For more information, please call 408-337-1599. And on April 1st through the 15th, the San Benito Stage Company presents Charlotte's Web, a children's musical at Granada Theater in Hollister. For more information, please visit www.sanbenitostage.org. And on April 8th through the 16th, the City of Gilroy Recreation Department and Director Michelle Serrano present Disney's Alice in Wonderland Jr. For more information, please contact the City of Gilroy. Next, the San Benito Arts Council presents Open Studios Art Tour, featuring 24 artists from Hollister, San Juan, and Aromas. This event will be held on April 16th and 17th from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. For more information, please visit www.sanbenitoarts.org. And on April 29th from 6 to 10 p.m., the San Benito Arts Council presents the 3rd annual celebration for the Arts fundraiser. This event will be at the San Juan Oaks Golf Club. For more information, please visit www.sanbenitoarts.org. This has been your April Arts 101 calendar. If you would like to add something to the May calendar, please email info@outandaboutmagazine.com. I'm Melissa Alvarado. Thank you and have an art-filled month.
Thanks for watching, and please stay tuned next month for Arts Coming Off the 101.